Wasn't he that famous magician that like died from a punch to the stomach or something? True. Oh yeah. He wrote The Kite Runner. That's about all I know. Now that I know everything there is to know about Khaled,
Hosseini,
I'm gonna tell you everything and inform you on his life and his family and his books and yeah and woo and arm. Khaled was born in Afghanistan in 1965. His father was a diplomat in the Afghan Foreign Ministry, while his mother taught Farsi and history at a local high school. In 1976, the Foreign Ministry relocated the family to Paris. 4 years after they were relocated to Paris, they were all ready to come home in 1980. Homesick! But they couldn't because their homeland was invaded by the Soviet army. Rude. So for those of you who don't know, after the Soviets entered Afghanistan, they forced their own military and social reforms on the country, which created enemies within each different sector of the indigenous population. They made the decision to change economic measures, which ended up worsening the conditions for the poor. They also tried to deal with uprisings using mass arrests, torture, execution of those who were in opposition of their rules, and of course aerial bombardment.
Solid.
Meanwhile, in Khaled's personal life, the Soviets had driven him and his family out of his country, which forced them to seek political asylum in San Jose, California.
Here we come.
In 1984, Khaled graduated from high school and enrolled at Santa Clara University, where he earned a bachelor's degree in biology. He graduated from there, he entered the University of California, San Diego, where he ended up earning a medical degree. This guy must really love school. He completed his residency, and shortly after, he became a practicing internist between 1996 and 2004. He started writing his first book, That would be my ISU novel, The Kite Runner, in 2001 while he was still practicing medicine. It didn't become published until 2003 and was sold in over 70 countries until it became an international bestseller. The book was from the perspective of a man who was reflecting on the same experiences Khaled had witnessed in 1980 when the Soviet army invaded his home country. He then wrote a second novel that was published in 2007, A Thousand Splendid. The novel was so good, and if you want to read something good, you should read this. Sons. Together, the two novels have sold over 38 million copies worldwide. Heck yes! In 2006, Khaled was named a Goodwill Envoy to UNHCR, the United Nations Refugee Agency. Inspired by a trip he made to Afghanistan with the organization, he later established the Khaled Hosseini Foundation, a nonprofit which provides humanitarian assistance to the people of Afghanistan.
I've tried through the foundation to reach those people that I've been writing about. I mean, they're in my books. They're in the pages. I've chronicled their sufferings and their misfortunes and their triumphs and their stories. And so, but those are real people, and I've benefited from their stories. And so I felt it only just and fitting that I should do something for them as well. The foundation focuses on women and children, which I find are the two most vulnerable groups in Afghanistan, the ones whose narratives are most likely to be trampled by the bigger things like war and the making peace with the insurgents. And so the foundation focuses on education, employment.
And without a death date, that must mean he's still alive and living in California.
Go Khaled.
Okay, at a school in Kabul, history at a high school in Kabul, they were, oh, boy! I got it right. Inspired by a trip he made to Afghanistan, Hosseini, I can't say his name.
Hosseini.
Khaled Hosseini, I can't say it right.
Hosseini.
That's a wrap.
Sold my soul, broke my bones. Tell me, what did I get? Did my time, towed the line. Ain't seen anything yet. Strike me down.